Most people are taught that following the rules is the safest way to succeed. Obey the system, work hard, stay compliant, and stability will follow. This belief feels reasonable because it promises order in a complex world. But beneath that promise sits a quiet cost. It is not written into any law or policy, yet it is paid daily by millions. This cost is the hidden tax of compliance. This tax is not collected by governments or shown on payslips. It is collected through lost leverage, delayed rewards, and capped upside. It transfers value from those who follow rules literally to those who understand why the rules exist. Rules are not neutral. They are designed to manage behavior at scale, not to maximize individual outcomes. Their primary function is coordination, not fairness. When you follow rules without question, you accept the default path the system offers. Default paths are optimized for predictability, not for exceptional results. Predictability benefits institutions far more than individuals. Consider how careers are structured. The compliant worker arrives on time, follows procedures, and avoids friction. In exchange, they receive steady pay and modest progression. This arrangement feels fair because it is transparent. But transparency often hides asymmetry. The rewards for compliance are capped, while the value created by compliant behavior can scale far beyond the reward. Those who design systems understand this difference. They rely on predictable behavior to generate surplus. That surplus flows upward to those who control positioning, not to those who follow instructions well. The hidden tax appears as opportunity cost. It is the income not earned, the ownership not gained, and the leverage never accessed. It compounds quietly over time. Compliance trades optionality for certainty. Certainty feels safe in the short term, but it limits exposure to upside. Optionality feels risky, but it is where disproportionate returns emerge. Systems reward behaviors that maintain their stability. They do not reward behaviors that threaten their structure, even if those behaviors create more value. This is why innovation is often praised rhetorically, but resisted operationally. Following rules makes you legible to the system. Being legible makes you easy to manage, measure, and replace. Replaceability is efficient for systems, but expensive for individuals. Those who understand incentives behave differently. They do not break rules recklessly, but they do not treat rules as moral truths. They see them as tools with boundaries. Instead of asking what is allowed, they ask what is rewarded. Instead of maximizing compliance, they optimize positioning. This shift changes how effort converts into outcomes. The compliant path often exchanges time for money. Time-based exchange has a ceiling because time is finite. Incentive-aligned paths exchange leverage for money, and leverage can scale. This is why two equally capable people can diverge dramatically over a decade. One follows the rules precisely and earns incremental gains. The other aligns with incentives and captures exponential ones. The hidden tax also shows up in risk distribution. Systems socialize downside and privatize upside. Compliant participants absorb risk, while controllers extract reward. Pensions, bonuses, and performance metrics are framed as benefits. In reality, they are instruments of behavioral control. They encourage long-term obedience in exchange for deferred compensation. Deferred compensation keeps people invested in the system's continuity. Leaving becomes costly, questioning becomes risky, and compliance deepens. Over time, the cost of exit exceeds the cost of staying. This does not mean rules should be ignored entirely. Rules reduce chaos and protect against obvious harm. But confusing rule following with value creation is an expensive mistake. Value flows toward those who reduce friction, control access, or set terms. These positions are rarely assigned through compliance alone. They are acquired through strategic movement within constraints. The hidden tax is highest for intelligent, conscientious people. They are taught that correctness will be recognized and rewarded. When it is not, they often blame themselves rather than the structure. This self-blame reinforces compliance. It keeps attention focused inward instead of upward. The system remains unexamined while the individual works harder. Understanding incentives does not require cynicism. It requires clarity. It means seeing systems as they are, not as they are described. When you see clearly, you realize that most rules exist to shape behavior, not outcomes. Outcomes are determined by where you sit in the structure. Position decides payoff. The hidden tax is not inevitable, but it is invisible to those who never question the trade they are making. Compliance always costs something, even when it feels safe. Want to see the hidden rules shaping money, power, and human behavior? Subscribe to Unseen Forces.